Hey, how's everyone doing today? Paul Haney here from Mind Gaia. Now, I think if you've been watching these videos by now, you'll know that I like to do the Facebook Live videos with a nice location in mind. And today I've driven to one of my favorite places. Now look at that view behind me, but it's not what it seems. I'm actually standing on the side of a racetrack today. It's a little bit windy, so I hope you can hear me all right. But I'm standing on the side of Bathurst racetrack. Thought I'd come up here for a quick drive and enjoy some free time, some time out. Check it out on the side of the racetrack. It is fantastic up here. So what do I want to do the video on today? Well, as I said, free time. If you've been watching the videos, a couple of videos ago I talked about having a balanced life and the importance of it. We've talked about work-life balance and how easy it is to get caught up in the grind of the day-to-day, going to work, coming home, doing all your chores, whatever it may be. And I talked about there being 8 areas to a balanced life, work being just one of them. And if you just focus on work, it just gets so monotonous, it's so boring. And the way I see life is not, you have not been put on earth just to pay bills and die. I know that's direct, but it's true. You don't want to just work, go home, do what you got to do with the friends and family, go back to work and live Groundhog Day. That's not living. So today I want to talk about another area of life, one of the other 8 areas, which is free time. How to use your free time, how to identify if you've got free time and how best to use it. Now, I bet everybody watching this has found themselves saying at one point, there's just not enough time in the day. I know I've said it a number of times, but at the end of the day, we all have the same number of hours each week. And how do some people manage to find time for themselves, time to do things they want to do, interests, hobbies, activities outside of work, when we all have the same number of hours? In fact, there's 168 hours in a week. Now, I'll throw some average numbers at you here. These may not stand for much because the reality is, we all are busy. But if there's 168 hours in a week, the average person sleeps for 56 hours, works for 40 hours, and has 35 hours of washing, traveling, eating, things like that. Now, what does that leave over? That's 37 hours of free time every week that we all have, assuming we're average. Now, I get that we're all busy and we all have commitments outside of work. And look, I understand that, some have more commitments than others. But at the end of the day, I almost guarantee that every single one of you watching this video has got at least 1 hour of free time each week. What do you do when you get home from work, when you've put the kids to bed, when you've seen your partner, when you've seen your friends? Do you ever put the TV on? Probably for an hour or two a night. What about social media? How much time do you spend scrolling through social media? Of course, I don't want you to get off there completely, otherwise you don't get to watch these videos I'm putting out there. But the reality is, there is free time. It's just about finding it and using it effectively. And as I said at the beginning of the video, free time is around hobbies. What hobbies do you have? What interests do you have outside of work? And how can they benefit you? You see, when it comes to hobbies, they can open up a lot of opportunity for you. Any hobby that you have or anything that you have that you use outside of work could be used to develop additional skills. Now, if you can develop additional skills, these could help your ability to be employed, and you don't even realize that at the time. So getting a good hobby is a good place to start because you can improve your skill set. It's also, you can get creative, you can get out of that work mindset. But on top of that, you can also think about, well, what else can hobbies do? Well, it's about people that you meet. You never know what sort of networks you might meet. You might find your next business partner, you might find your next biggest client, maybe your next partner, a great friend, whatever it may be. So hobbies are really important. You've got to make time, you've got to make that free time. And at the end of the day, like I said, life's all about enjoying. You weren't put on earth to pay bills and die. So do an exercise. I've got flies up here. Do an exercise. See how much free time you really have. Start calculating how many hours a week you're sleeping, how many hours a week you're working, how much free time do you have? And then start to work out, well, what hobbies could you possibly want? The reason I'm standing on the side of the racetrack is one of my hobbies is motorsport. So that's why I love coming up here. It's one of my favorite places. Now, I get that motorsport can definitely be a more expensive hobby, and I'm not saying that has to be one of yours. But what could you do for a hobby? Perhaps it's just art, perhaps cooking, maybe it's exercise or sport, whatever it may be. I mean, most people get so busy in the rat race of day-to-day life. Not only do they not have hobbies, they forget what they enjoyed to do when they were younger. So what I want you guys to do is do me a favor, comment below the video, let me know some of the hobbies that you have, some of the ways that you spend your free time, and make sure that you use some of that time. At the end of the day, it's so easy, and I've said it before, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. I'll do these fun things once I've done this stuff at work, or once I make this level of income, or once I have this house. The reality is you'll find yourself 10, 20 years from now saying the same thing, and you'll look back on your life going, man, I wished I'd done it. Make the time to enjoy your free time. It's one area of life that's so important, and be passionate about it. Passionate about what you do. Enjoy it. It can improve your skill set. It can improve the network of people you have around you. And I mean, that in itself is another thing. Just a quick little thing here, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So think carefully about the types of hobbies that you do and the people you're spending your time around. You never know who you're going to meet that's going to improve who you are as a person. It's so important. So give me some comments below. Let me know what hobbies that you have. Help some of the other guys out here on the Mind Guy community. Maybe some of you don't really know what you want to do. You need some ideas. Like I said, it can be reading, cooking, exercise, sport, art, whatever it may be. Motorsport if you're like me, whatever you like. But make sure you make the free time. You don't want to look back on your life with regrets that you just didn't do all these things. You didn't get to enjoy yourself. And that's what life's all about. You can still be successful, but you need to create some balance so that you've got that happiness in your life. Trust me, it will pay you dividends. Now again, just coming to you from Bathurst Racetrack. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Like always, share it with your friends, family, and leave your comments below. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.